Okay, I believe we are live. I'm going to double check. Yeah, we should be live. By the way, don't be put off by the fact that I start every single live stream for the last 3 years with the words, okay, I think we're live. Not too sure why I keep repeating that, but here we are. Okay. Where'd you get that thumbnail from? I used AI actually to create that. I used ChatGPT with, I forget the prompt, but it was something like cartoon medieval knights whispering secret or something like that. But hello, Raptor. Hello, Roman. Okay, we're just going to dive right in. And we're going to start the game. We're going to do a bunch of different games today. Yeah, AI is not good for everything, but it's a little bit of help with creativity, not a bad use. So like I said, we're gonna watch a few different games and game types today. I think we're gonna do some team games. We're gonna do some 1v1s, and I also don't want to watch some deathmatch. I miss deathmatch. It's been a while, and if you're not familiar with what that is, you'll find out soon enough, and I'll walk you through all of it. Okay, well, game number one, we've got Lewis playing as the Khmer Kamai, taking on the Viper, playing as the Bengalis in green. By the way, how's the sound? How's the quality? It has been a long time since I've streamed. Well, 5 days since I've streamed, but before that, just want to make sure everything is all hunky-dory. Not a lot happening on the screen. I just noticed that the screen is incredibly quiet. And then I'm wondering why that is. There's not even a villager chopping wood. There's not even anything happening except a bunch of chickens walking around finding their goat friends. But usually, you know, when the game starts, there's construction sounds, there's wood chopping sounds. But here it's very eerie, very quiet. It's almost like a horror movie that we're watching. Oh, thank God, finally. So the Viper doing Viper things and shoving in a couple of villagers behind the tree enemy lines so that they're nice and close to the woods. The Baobab and Acacia. Oh, look at that. Grade 11 biology for the win. In the meantime, Lewis, where are your lumberjacks? You don't really need them because you're the Khmer. If you're not familiar, Khmer can go up. Remember, I can always just do this. No buildings required to advance to the next stage. So literally just get your 500 food, and you are good to go, which probably explains why Lewis is not really focusing on any wood right now, whereas the Viper does need the requisite structures. We're on Mega Random, by the way. Let's take a look at the res. Decent amount of wood, not a lot of food, a lot of gold, and a good amount of stone. Okay, so might be a nice long game. Hopefully, let's take a look at the map we'll pull out. No pun intended. And zoom in. Okay, well, this is a real Arabia. Not even an ounce of water anywhere to be had. See, so much stone everywhere and so much gold. Okay, so little patches here and there, all over the map. In the middle, no wood, except around the edges, which is, to be fair, a decent amount of wood. Get your structures and get your food units out ASAP. Or just buy it, because, hell, 48,000 gold is not a little amount of gold. Lewis should be wrapping up this elephant, and should he cancel that villager and just head up, or no? He's got himself a game plan. Who are we to question? And here we go. Don't need any structures to go up, but boy, once you hit feudal, you do need a few structures here and there. Especially houses. They are not the Huns. Same time, Lewis has discovered... Okay, so Lewis knows exactly where his opponent is. His opponent has no clue, but he's seen the elevation here, not on the edges, so the Viper must know that his opponent is here. It's good to hear in-game sounds. It's also good to see camels trying to trip each other up. Bactrian with the double humps. And well, there you go. Lewis managing to steal a goat, who changes allegiance, dons his fabulous red bandana with the bell on it, and then heads out. But oh, wait a second, the Viper. Okay, kind of looked like he wanted to chase. Ooh, will he be able to? Let's follow along on Benny the Bactrian Camel's journey. Now, is he paying attention? Is he seeing these little flashes of goat? Okay, there you go. So the Viper takes it back. Doesn't look like Lewis really wants to make an issue of it. Man, seriously, this map is like eerily quiet. Or maybe I'm just not, it's been a while since I've casted. Feudal Age for the Khmer. First, no big surprise there. 3 villas ahead is the Viper, though, so we'll see at the end of the day if that works out. I think Lewis will probably have one more villager just based on the timing of Feudal Age than the Viper once the Viper hits Feudal. But boy, oh boy, does our Bengali already have his lumber industry up and running. Man, the chickens, they're just gobbling. No, that's a turkey. They're no, what the hell do chickens do? You see, I used to know what a chicken did, and then I watched the show Arrested Development. And if you know what that is, that's the chicken joke where nobody in that show knows what sounds a chicken makes, and each of the characters has a different, let's say interpretation. Hey, cheese. How's everyone doing tonight? Okay. Our Bengali. So let's take a look at the civs. You know, I haven't been doing civ intros lately just because, again, it's so available here. Khmer don't really need any structures to go up. The farmers, you can literally put a farm if you are Lewis all the way over here with no mill anywhere around it. And then in terms of, wrong button. Elephants. Let's see those. Lemmy. Long time no see. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back, Trian Camel. Get it? Ching. That's why you're here, for the puns and lack of knowledge of this game. Stable with the horses, ass pointing forward. Double scout. Where is the second one? So he's out here on the right side. Will the Viper catch wind of any of this? No. Bengali, primarily, let's say, elephant civilization with pretty decent, not great, but decent tech tree otherwise. Not a fan of their siege necessarily, but just because without a bombard cannon doling out long distance bombard balls, can't really have a perfect tech tree. Lewis trying to find some kind of damage. By the way, if you hear the click sound, that's me muting my microphone for a second, because if you joined us during the last stream, you know that I am, like the never-ending story. I am the never-ending 6 story. And there we go. The Khmer, another cool thing they can do is pop their villagers into houses. Now, unfortunately, the villagers don't heal when they're in the houses, so Lewis needs to be careful. I'm assuming he knows that, just because, pro player and all, but they do not heal. Your villager goes in there one sword strike away from death as the Viper hangs out and a villager pops out. As we saw, he dead. Both these players have very, very good micro skills, so I'm pretty interested to see how this game goes and progresses. And hell, the Bengalis? Who doesn't like to see elephants? Fingers crossed, by the way. It's not a guarantee. The Ratha is a pretty popular unit to play as, but one of those love-hate relationships where everyone hates it just because it's so expensive to upgrade but so easily countered. Villager pops in. Cutlasses are out. Attack the Spearman. On the other hand, a lot of people like to play just because it's such a cool unit. It's the only chariot unit we have in this game. Harkening back to the Age of Empires 1 game. Okay, now it's the Viper's turn to press in onto the right side. Not really finding much damage here, giving Lewis an opportunity to pop out, finish his palisade. What's the HP like on you? 70. Okay, might want to repair that at some point. But again, these villagers can pop into the house, so no big deal. Lewis says, you know what, forget it. Okay, I was going to say, I'm heading out, but I thought maybe the second I said that with my caster's curse, he would turn south. But no, he's not heading out either. He's kind of hanging out in the middle of the map. The Viper's putting on some good Feudal Age pressure. Both players, though, doesn't really look like they want to commit just based on the resource count Viper with more food, Lewis with more gold. And again, Feudal Age, I'm not opposed to it, but units are not exactly the strongest, and so structures take a really long time to take down, unless you come with bonuses like the Saracens and the Hindustanis. Not the Vipers. First time at this rodeo, you are not getting a free pass. If you want to go through this way, you're going to have to take some arrow fire to the butt. And arrow fire to the butt they take, but is it worth the risk? Ooh. Okay. Villager at half HP, but now the Viper's been penetrated. These scouts, though, where the hell are they going to go? They are going to go, ooh, ring around the rosy with that acacia tree and the Viper. Oh, it must be so annoying to micro against somebody that's so much better. Okay, so the Viper just says, forget it. It's not worth the APM. Well, weak as they are, they still managed to kill that stable just by attacking it for so long. Yeah, I was saying something about here. Yeah, the Viper probably decided, you know what, you're not going to do any damage. I'm just going to let you go in. Not worth the time of my villagers to moving into the town center. Both players going up to the castle age. This time the Viper with about a 30-second lead. And let's see his structures. Let's see if they tell us any kind of... Nope. He is storing his wood like a chipmunk with a squirrel. Oh my goodness, a chipmunk with a chestnut. Oh, villager hiding. We're trying to hide. Both players still have their camels. Whereas we don't know exactly what the Khmer is going to do because the Khmer has double archery range. So not like he's going to do anything ranged or anything. The only thing about the camels is that they do not come with fashion accessories. So you have to actually click it to see whose camel that really is. Okay, Castle Age, Light Cav. And in 20 seconds, we'll see what our Khmer decides to do. Viper, no food at all in the bank. Our Khmer storing a good amount. Actually, like halfway up to Imperial if you wanted to. No, you just spent a whole bunch of gold. Double archery range going ranged upgrades. That's a interesting move. Dum dum dum. For those who can't tell, who have been away for a while, well, I've been away for a while. That was sarcasm. Double range for our Bengali as well. Yes! Yes. Yes. A million times yes. You know, whenever I see elephants, this reference is definitely gonna date me, but whenever I see these elephant units during a pro player game, just because, you know, pro players, they play to win. They play for the W, for the Elo. And so they don't necessarily always go for the coolest units. Here is an example of this. It's a very utilitarian sort of, hey, a spearman will do instead of a samurai sort of thing. But every time I see elephants, my first reaction or my first thought is, should I do the impression of Meg Ryan from When Harry Met Sally, when she orders the whatever she's ordering at that diner, and then just starts having that reaction that became one of the biggest scenes in movie history. Elephants are out, 230 HP. At this level, the margin for error is too small for risking elephants. Yeah. Well, the Viper disagrees as two chunky elephants, and somewhere else there are two more. Waddle forward. Although you never know, again, with the pro players, it might be some kind of feint. There's a double stacked pair of elephants as well. And weak as they are, susceptible to many counters as they are, they still come with so much freaking HP. And we have the first center of the map kill, I want to say. Now, what you don't want to do is shove them under TC with it, because that is a quick way to lose them with accomplishing absolutely nothing. But maybe there was a distraction to let the light cav in. But if this is the obstacle, yeah, light cav can get in pretty damn easy. On the other side of the map, we've got those cav archers pesky with their +2 botkin attack heading over. Will he risk it for the biscuit? And will the Viper see and react in time? Or will he give him free entry? Ooh, of course. Of course. At this level, the Viper knows that there's a bunch of cav archers somewhere out on the map. So villagers abscond into the house. Not sure why I clicked the mill. That tells you everything you need to know about how my gameplay is going to be. If and when I finally decide to play. Elephant Archers Town Center, House to Block, and Lewis. A very poor adventure. A very poor adventure. into Bengali territory. Loses his entire expeditionary force. Now, okay, you know what? You know what beats your meager little range? A 9-range monk. But no upgrades in elite skirmisher on the way as well. Yeah, I'm really happy that elephants are viable. They're such a good, fun, situational unit. You never really know how to deal with them at first, and then you have to prepare a counter. In this case, again, the monks with the skirmishers should be enough to shoo them away, because they have the double bonus, because these guys come with archer and cavalry archer. By the way, negative cavalry archer armor, which means these skirmishers do a lot more damage. Now, not exactly halberdier to an elephant, but still a good amount of damage for a unit that is basically, well, trash. Yeah, their attention to the minimap is insane. I don't understand it. There goes a monk out to get a relic, and instead, he meets his maker. Let's see how much damage they actually do. Yeah, you see, it's a good bonus, but just the sheer HP means that it takes a long time. Now, to be fair, it also takes a long time for an elephant archer attacking on an 8 to kill a unit with 5 armor. But the Viper's got a good, sizable chunk of elephants here now. He pulled back the incredibly weak ones. They are fighting a house from downhill, which means they probably will never get that house. You don't think elephant archers are countered by monks? The range plus the threat of losing this expensive unit? Well, Lewis shoves out with his skirmishers, but let's see, has he caught any wind of this? Absolutely not. Ballistics also on the way for red. Ballistics already gotten for the Viper. Yeah, block printing in the 12 range for sure. Oh yeah, no, I understand it's easy to kill monks, especially when they have but meager 30 HP. Except maybe Bengali monks with their armor, but no, I meant more counter in the sense that the player doesn't want to lose a unit that is incredibly expensive to the random number generator. Here we go. You fill your army with skirmishers, a mango, and more light cav come out. And the Viper's chasing this. Okay, economy up and running for both players. Our Khmer with, I want to say 25% more. Army counts identical. Here we go. The Viper shoves in yet again. But the mangonel is here. Look at it hiding amongst the elephant rear. So both players gonna have to micro well. The Viper probably less so than Lewis, just because this is such a squishy army to those mangonels. Whereas again, these elephants can tank a good amount. So both players need to micro, but again, Lewis maybe a little bit more. Otherwise, yeah. Oh, look at that. Don't even see the body. I don't think I've ever seen that in Age of Empires. At the same time, you've got a lion chasing another pair of cav archers this way. But for now, the hero mangonel, he's going to get it again. Wow. Getting a twofer, but losing a bunch of skirmishers. Maybe not the end of the world. How does the Viper have so many with the other guys? Res collected is actually only 5% different. But look at the allocation for our Khmer. 31 on wood. That is a lot on wood. Both players starting to gather more stone. A camel and a skirmisher walk into a bar, and there you go. Skirmisher pays for himself. Yeah, Lewis's eco is now close to 30% bigger. And I believe the mangonel can take a hit because it's uphill. No villager to repair, though, which means these elephants are going to do something that they generally don't see them, which is chasing and sniping. And then backing away. Now, remember, these are Bengali elephants, so they do take... Where is it? There we go. Elephant units receive 25% less bonus damage and are more resistant to conversion. Which actually proves your point and not mine, that they're more resistant to conversion. So a monk really shouldn't scare them away. A couple of villagers. I want to see what that red dot is on the right side of the map, but kind of want to keep watching this, of course. Lewis, without elephants, is heading up to Imperial Age. Oh, disaster for the Viper so far. Oh, he's going for the monks, and oh, this is so much gold. But these are pretty hale elephants. So if the Viper wants to, he can save probably half of them. Nope, it doesn't seem like he wants to. It seems like he wants to take a fight. Yeah, the Cav Archer was a waste of time. Lewis still has 40 villagers on wood. That's 4 times as much as the Viper. And he's training skirmishers. Is it me, or is that a bit much? There we go. I guess not. He's undertaking a construction project. And there you go. Eventually the squishiness of the skirmisher loses out to the chunkiness of the elephant, even though, man, oh man, the Viper lost. Oh. I went to check Alejandro's gift, and my phone fell, which is probably the clunk that you heard. Alejandro, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad. Thank you so much for the message, and thank you so much for gifting those 5 memberships. That is very cool and very appreciative of you. I'm glad to be back. It's been weird, you know, doing something so intensely for like 2 years and then taking a step back. Felt like I don't know. I missed it, you know. There we go. Mutually assured destruction. The Viper moving forward. Castle at the tip for our Khmer, but oh, a Bengali castle arena. I can't really imagine him doing Rathas at the moment. Alejandro, thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. And to the new members, welcome. Not too sure where these non-Spanish villagers think they're going, but the Viper is going to have to contend with a castle right as he himself wants the castle drop. But 2 villagers to however many this is, 11. Yep. And our Khmer relocates. Knows he's not going to get that castle up. Those 2 villagers are going to die to the elephants. Now, the Viper is sticking around here for a reason. He's throwing these elephants away for a reason. And that reason is to delay and allow these villagers. Now, I don't think he needed 13 villagers to repair a mangonel. But it is what it is. Here we go. All the elephants are dead. And the sky is gray. And now the Viper is returning the favor by distracting with his 2 elephants. And Lewis loses control of his construction crew. They fail at 70%, but they're back. Skirmishers get the job done. Let's see what the Viper's built here. A market, a siege workshop, and an archery range. Castle will nullify the TC and the 2 archery ranges to the left, so Lewis is going to have to figure out a way of pushing this back with whatever the hell he's got in the center here. He's deleting houses so he can escape, which means he is now housed, but for a split second only. And it looks like Lewis... I mean, I'm just going to do it. Here are the 0 kills. 0 kills for those Cav Archers. And the Viper probably does not know that this TC is going up here, but he suspects something. He says, like, hey, I'm pushing you on the left. Nothing's happening, which means you must be pushing on the... doing something sneaky on the right. And sneaky it is, but the TC goes up. Skirmishers fighting downhill. Who knows? That's a lot of skirmishers. Let's see how many Cavs they can take out before they ultimately die. Well done. I hear the thud of a siege elephant. There you are. Our Bengali. Stomping his way to a W here. Why does the Viper have 0 eco kills? No, the Viper has 38 eco kills. Well, I said we weren't going to see Rathas. And hey, guess what? We're seeing Rathas. Or rather, Ratha, which is no more. This is why it's like everyone hates it, but look at it. What a beautiful unit. 2 more elephants are going to bite the dust. It looks like the Imperial Age Lewis, who, remember, did go up to Imperial a long time before the Viper. Who, by the way, is still not in Imperial, has the gold for it. Now he's buying food. He wants to get his ass to Imp immediately. Castle down. Trebs are moving out. No defense for them, but to be fair, nothing to really attack them with here. These elephant archers are not going to dive into a castle. Outpost under attack. Elephant getting tickled by the flaming shafts of his opponent. Is the Viper losing to Skirm only? I think the Viper's backing away because he wants to do... Either he wants to go to Imp, which he has queued in one of these TCs. Really? Well, never mind. Oh, there's a... No, never mind. Okay, Viper's doubling down in Castle Age. There's that Pikes. 20% faster attacking elephants. Or he says, you know what, if you're going skirmishers and basic cav archers, I don't really need to go to Imperial Age. Because I have the double armor single attack upgrades. And oh, that was a brutal attack by the Viper's Mangonel. Yeah, so the Viper can actually stay in Castle Age, because what the hell does Lewis have? Skirmishers? Look at this unit. 4 armor against your meager attack, 80 HP. Look at that. 7. 3 damage to a counter unit, which fires slower because it's a counter unit. Ooh, will he see the villager with his monks? He does. Elephants discover the expansion. To be fair, the Viper is being pressed back. He's roiding out his economy. And remember, the Viper's been behind economically the entire game, so factor that in to why he's kind of sticking around Castle Age. But to be fair, again, he doesn't really need to do anything. Bengali, by the way, cavalry +2 attacking against skirmishers, which means another reason never to go to Imperial. Now this is going to be a problem. Without melee, this unit is just not going to die. They're literally doing 1 damage. 140 pierce armor. Meanwhile, the other castle on the left side has been cleared out. You're on my territory now, says the elephant. Yeah, that's right. That's all he needs is light cav. So why the hell spend 1,000 food when that'll give you however many light cav? What is that? Like 13? 12? Elephants chasing the light cav. Ugh. Okay, so the Viper's obviously not paying attention here too carefully because he is doing... Look at this guy getting pushed. He is focusing on the center. And to be fair, light cav raids will be very bad here for the Khmer. Who, again, that's a lot of villagers on wood. Oh no! Run as fast as you can away from the battlefield. And now he's not even glitching out. Or pardon me, he's not even able to die because the TC. Gotta love Age of Empires. Ooh, defensive castle tried to go back up, but villagers got caught out. Can the Viper do this in Castle Age? We're 47 minutes into this game. Yeah, not against heavy cav, but against the regular cav. And now the cav are heavy. And let's see how the Viper responds here, because now he's going to need to actually figure something out. Maybe add his own skirmishers. I see a single battle elephant, and they're those skirmishers. Cav archers running around trying to distract the Viper. Maybe catch some reinforcements. The Viper's got a lot of elephants. Of all kinds, by the way. Siege, battle, archer. Fantastic. Fantastic game. Win or lose, doesn't matter. We get to see elephants. All 3 of them. Insert Meg Ryan meme. Oh, this is gonna be real bad for the Viper. Yikes. Well, you didn't think the Cav Archers got many kills before. They're probably gonna get a lot more now. Castle's gonna go down. Nothing much here to defend it. How many vills can he kill before they get into the castle? Answer, some. Daniel, hello. GG for the Viper? Yeah, it's kind of like a delayed GG. Unless he just puts castles up. That is a good defense. And there's a good amount of stone. How much stone is left on the map? 10,000 or 9,000 stone is still left on the map. Castles are a did I read that right? Yeah, 9,300. Castle's fantastic defense against Cav Archer raids, which is why he's already got a pair of flanking castles. Villagers attacking, light Cav defending. At the same time, oh my goodness! What is going on? We've got mob justice here at the front of the Khmer base. He wanted that frickin' castle up, and he destroyed his economy to get it. And by that, I mean those villagers were not working. They were taking a sabbatical. Viper is pressing on the right side. It looks like GG, or rather, it looked like GG a few minutes ago. But, here we go again. Viper's killed 112 villagers, only lost 46. That being said, he's still at a 25 villager deficit below his opponent. So, he's gonna have to get some damage. He's gonna have to decide what the hell he wants to do. Military or civilian. Another rat. Okay, Cav Archers are out. 8 of them left. Now this becomes a real battle of micro, because as Lewis is microing here, he is getting pushed on the right side. EC, to be fair, is still up. Rathas are out. Score lead Viper. Res collected again. Very, very close. Run away, run away. You'll never catch me, I'm the Elephant Man. You don't think Lewis can win this? Alright, we're 53 minutes in. What a fun first game to cast tonight. Rathas make no sense here. I figured. Unless he's going for mobility? I don't know if you even get that with Rathas. But he got that elite skirmisher upgrade. By the way, remember, the Viper's still in castle, so at this point he's memeing it. Saying, you know what, forget it. You ain't getting stone, you ain't getting my house. Or you ain't saving your house, rather. Lewis will get pushed back, but to be fair, what's the HP on the Elephant? Still pretty damn good. Cav Archers, ooh, 16. This guy has 16. No, sorry. This guy has 9 kills. Ooh, maybe 10. Is Lewis paying attention? Is he microing here? No, he is not. He is focusing on the right side of the map. More and more Elephant Archers. This is, you know what this game is? It's like 2 guys beating each other to death with shoelaces. These archer units are so strong. Elephant Archers, Skirmishers. Cavalry Archer fine with the 11 attack, but everything else is kind of like, what are we looking at? 8 and 7. But boy, is it exciting. Skirmishers run to the TC the second they see the light Cav. Cav Archers move forward. Defend your friends. Defend your bipedal friends. Nope, they are backing away, saying we prefer the hilltop bonus to you staying alive. We are not the Bee Gees. And here we go, let's watch this beautiful battle. This is the issue when you have a relatively mid eco during the 57-minute mark of the game. You have 23 army count versus 48. I mean, the 48's pretty good. 32, you know what? I'm gonna stop myself. I'm gonna retract my statement. I was gonna say the ecos are not supportive of massive armies, but 33 going up to 35 Elephant Archers, they're just not on the screen. They're elsewhere on the map causing trouble. The Viper using elephants to raid. We've seen that many times. Now committing to destroying this TC with the elephant archers. I don't know about that. Viper's going to lose a good chunk of these unless he retreats. Are they busy repairing my goodness. Are they busy healing these elephants instead of these ones? Yikes. In they come. And this is what I mean. You have 4, 5, 7 light cav instead of 15. But look at the mini-map. Look at the frickin' mini-map. The Viper is just in control of the entire map. And he's finally at a higher vill count. He's killed 208 villagers. He is finally at a higher vill count. So will the Viper pull a rabbit out of his hat? Minute and 45 into Imperial. GG once the Viper hits him. I don't know. You gotta feel pretty good about yourself after you've just saved this town center and killed a whole bunch of elephants. I don't know that you necessarily have the, the mentality of a GG, even though you might have to. Oh, even normal cav archers are so good right now. And this is not what the Viper wanted to happen. He did not want to lose all of this, but to be fair, again, a sacrifice to get to Imperial and keep his opponent back. Look at the mini-map. It is green, green, green. I don't even know what the hell I've been looking at. A bunch of houses, some stables. Ooh, pushing this back. Let's see what Lewis does. Chris, hello, hello. Here we go. Imperial. I don't think I've ever seen a player hit Imperial Age and the first thing they get is town patrol. It makes sense, don't get me wrong, when you have this much map control. At this point, the Viper is playing on all visible or whatever that setting is called. And there you go. Cheese, you were right. A delayed, 1 minute delayed imp into GG. Let's see what his vision was. No, that can't be. Why are you getting town patrol? Look at your vision. What do you not see on this map? This can't be right. Yeah, he's got outposts everywhere. Wow. What a game from the Viper. And Lewis, this is, I mean, come on. Look at this map. I think I zoomed out too far. Can't really tell what's green and what's not. Anyway, this whole thing is green. And this is red. And for the longest time, Lewis had that eco advantage, but boy, what a fun game. Not surprised, skirmishers, light cav. And again, for a while, the Viper didn't really need to go to Castle Age. Now he's did. 116 elephant archers, 65 heavy cav archers. Heavy cav archers against basic elephant archers, I think. Who wins here? Maybe give these guys the high ground and they win. APM, Lewis higher than the Viper. Yeah, that was a fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic. Kills 425, but the real story is, where's that eco KD? What am I missing here? Is it on the other screen? Again, it's been a while since I've casted. Let's take a look. This is surprising, the Bengalis. Just 13,000 resources. Like almost 15% bigger eco, despite being behind most of the game. Look at that. And the Viper dropped off huge here. To be fair, Lewis dropped off huge here as well. But both, yeah. Was the Viper ever over Lewis? Yeah, the first part of the game. And then look at Lewis booming and the Viper just going full on elephants. Let's look at that eco KD at the end of the day. 200. And Lewis lost 220, which means Animal got one. All right, what a super fun game. What a super fun game. You see a lot of mind games, a lot of strategies. And again, if your opponent hits Imperial, it's not necessarily always a GG. And the Viper chose one of 3 options, doubled down, and pulled a W. It didn't look like it was going to do that for a while. Let me load up the next game. You know what? Let's do a... Oh my goodness. Let's do a deathmatch game. Somebody name a civilization, because I see a whole bunch of civs. Somebody name a civ. Doesn't matter which one, and I'll see if I can find a deathmatch with that one. Should insert the Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. Anybody? Yell out a civ. Way. All right. Let's see if I have a way. I have a woo. I have a shoe. Do I have a way? Yes, I do. Oh, no, but it's not deathmatch. I'm going to save the way game because it's a special game I want to watch. Bohemians. Sorry, cheese. That's the one civ. I'm looking at like 30 different civs. That's the one civ I don't have. Bohemians, let's see. Oh my goodness. I don't have Bohemians either. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. That's fine. I picked one. Yeah. Way just lends itself to so many puns. So much punnery. Okay, so we are in deathmatch this game. And if you're not familiar, deathmatch, you start post-imperial. All of your technologies researched, well, except a few civs like the Burgundian Revolution and whatnot. But all of your techs, basically, like the Mongols will have... I guess I can just hover over it. They're going to have nomads, and they're going to have drill, which means their siege is going to be crazy. And the Cumans are going to have one useless bonus of giving your teammates free kipchaks. And on the other hand, the steppe husbandry is going to be fast, because they're going to be able to spam if they want to. Ahmed, hello, hello. But in this version of the game, in Deathmatch, you start with 55,000 resources. You start with 20,000 wood, 20,000 food, 10,000 gold, 5,000 stone, post-imperial, which basically just means you are in the Imperial Age with all of your techs, again, researched. And so no need to spend anything on research. Eco is very important, but research is not. Our Mongol going heavy on the camels, our Cuman going heavy on the steppe lancers. 35 steppe lancers. Now, at first it might appear to be a strange thing to be going, you know, deathmatch. Oh, why would I play this game? There's no eco, blah, blah, blah. But believe me, it is a deceptively complex form of the game. One that I grew up playing, by the way. By the way, again, if you're going to do this defensive donut, at least set your waypoints properly. I feel like what Favorite did. By the way, it's Favorite playing as the Mongols and Hazy playing as the Cumans. These are two players that play deathmatch a lot. I feel like what he did was he just highlighted all of his stables and right-clicked here, which means these ones pop out into the center of the donut hole. But as I was about to say, if you go full-on military but no eco behind it, you are begging to get swamped by a player who goes with eco. Because you think 55,000 resources is a lot? You think 10,000 gold is a lot? Look at this army. 30 paladins, 40 steppe lancers, 50 camels, 20 Mangudai, and 7 Andras. That money goes fast. It's like, deathmatch is like one of those, you know, I won the lottery stories, and then a year later they're broke. Because they didn't invest the money, they just spent a bunch of it. Now, Mongol camels are okay. They are missing the last armor upgrade. They do not benefit from the extra HP that their light cav and steppe lancers do. And now I believe it's progressive, right? 20-30, as opposed to just a flat 30 taxation rate. So yeah, so now is usually the time when the players begin adding their eco. Our human is going with the food eco because, of course, almost everything in these training is going requires food. Pardon me, tongue-tied. John Yang, it is me. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's an AI program that was designed to mimic me. To be fair, I am eminently mimicable. Ketchup chips at Trader Joe, and it's not quite the same? Nah. Gotta be Lay's or nothing. You think the Mongols are gonna win it? What would? It's a deceptive version of the game, because again, you think you have so much at the beginning, but you really don't. You run out of gold very fast. Oh no! Self-owned by his own bumper, car, speedy onagers. And that's why the players are finally starting again to get their ecos off the ground. Green expanding a lot more on the map. With, by the way, double the army count of his opponent. So if he wanted to, the Cuban could just run over this with his 65 paladins, which are now going to be 58. Still worthy of an exclamation mark at the end of that sentence. But my goodness. By the way, remember, these are Cuban paladins. FYI, this heavy cavalry unit, you're going to hear something you will probably never hear in Age of Empires, the following sentence. This heavy cavalry army unit is faster than this unit. Want proof? 1.54, this should be 1.56. Yeah, that paladin can catch up to the Mangudai. When have you ever seen that? Man, the Cumans are such a deadly civ. Especially on big open spaces like this. Now, the halberdier play to get rid of the extra HP. The Hussar is not bad at all, but look at this. Even if you were to stop, kite, will not save you from these. Oh, especially when you get sandwiched like this. Sorry for the zooming in, zooming out so much. Oh my goodness. Oh, but maybe he's leading him into an onager trap. He's leading him into an onager trap. Ah, the fiery balls of death. So many Mangudai. Blue, such a good color for this unit. Looks good on you. Kipchaks. Alright. Well, not a unit I was expecting to see, but against the Mangonel's line, remember, those extra arrows still do 1 damage, which means they kill them very fast. But Cav Archers... Ooh, I don't know, you want to compete with the Mongols about Cav Archers. I remember playing DM as a kid and feeling too lazy to go to the Dark Age. Yeah, exactly. Here's what happened with me. I started playing Dark Age like normal, you know, RM games. And then people would just have build orders that would just wipe me off the map in a very short amount of time. Oh, ouch. And so I said, F this, I just want to do deathmatch. And then I got run right over by the same kinds of people who just had better build orders and expanded economically out on the map. So you can't really win. The game is the game either way. I don't even know what the hell's happening here. The Mangonel in the center trying to keep the Kinder chocolate egg defense system up and running, but this is so many Mangudai. 46 Mangudai. Run away, run away, run away, right into the welcoming arms of a castle and Cav Archers. Mangudai still win. Well, he's gonna need, if he wants to go Hussar, he's gonna need at least 1 villager on food instead of 52 on gold. To be fair, nothing in the Mongol army anymore, because I don't see camels cost food and gold. So by focusing primarily on, I guess, wood and gold, get that siege army up and running. But here come the 30 Hussars to meat shield their heart out. Now remember, the Cubans also get siege under, just it's slower and doesn't have siege engineers. Also dies. My goodness, does it die real quick to those Hussars. Oh yeah, I had no patience. I was like a teenager when this game came out. Ugh, don't remind me now, I feel old. 200 pop for both players. Well, or Mongol a little short. Oh, no. That was an unintended consequence of that Mangonel shot. But yeah, as like a 16, 17-year-old, you do not have the patience to go through Dark Age, especially after you get cheesed a few times, and you are, let's say, of my personality type, which doesn't like to get cheesed. At least not back then. Big old broad battlefield. These are 2 fantastic civs for that, by the way. Our Cuman definitely has a better eco setup. 120 villagers to 118. But look at the gold villagers, 88 to 47. The question is, does the Cuman care? Now, what wins here? A Cuman Hussar with all of the upgrades, or a Mongol Hussar with the extra 18 HP, but missing the last armor upgrade? I leave that to others. Maybe at the end of the game we'll figure it out. But for now, my goodness, now it's the Mongols' turn to push with an army that on any other game version or map would be absolutely ridiculous. 52 Mangudai on the hilltop, high ground, one Treb somewhere. There you are on the right side of the map. And our Cuban is in trouble. He's going to have to mass his units. Sending them in one at a time like this against Genghis Khan's army is not going to work. But he backs away into this little ravine. Kipchak's elite 6 Pierce armor is going to do quite well against this 6 attack of the Mangudai. I like, by the way, that green expanded into the rear of the map, as opposed to here. Kind of, it limits your exposure. Hussars are trying to do a run by. Looks like 2 more onagers. You can't compete with a 9 to 8 range and the speed boost. You can't compete against that. 45 Hussars. Pardon me. I forgot what game I was casting. 45 Paladins are on the way. Now, Paladin could be incredibly powerful here and could wipe this entire map, this entire army off the face of the map. Here we go. They're going in first. They're going after the juicy onager target. They get those. It's going to be very bad news bears for blue. Trebs are also under attack. He does survive with 2 Mangonels now. 1 Mangonel slash onager slash siege onager. All the Trebs are down. That was a fantastic push for Hazi. Bombard cannons to snipe? Well, that's going to be difficult since green and blue do not have bombard cannons. Those Hussars are still here. Paladins, lances at the ready. Kipchak versus... Exactly, Lemmy. This is why I love... Well, one of the reasons why I love Deathmatch. Because I think I've said this like a million times. I don't care if it's Huskarl versus Longbowman. I love unique units in this game. They are pretty much... Aside from, you know, features like where you hunters gather 40% faster, they are the best asymmetry in the game. And here we go. Our Cuban pushing up the right. Our Mongol still not at 200 population. Will lose a few lumberjacks. But he's finally got 42 vills on food. Look at the res collected, by the way. Our Cumin. 30% bigger eco. Castle be damned, just go around it. You have the fastest paladin in the game, and boy, what a combo to see. Elite Kipchaks and Paladins. Look at this. Best bronies for life. Ooh, but here we go. Just the tip reveals itself, and that is enough to push the Cumin back. Favorite has shown himself to be a fantastic onager smith. Onagerist? Onager YOLO? What do you call somebody who's an expert onager player? Paladins to the right. Mangudai still alive. How many kills? 99 kills. Not great, but again, in deathmatch, you don't have a lot of longevity. You can't expect to survive, basically. If you're an actual unit in this game, Kipchak's again catching these units out. They move even faster. Where's the oh, I want to show you the speed of the Hussar. Oh, so gross. 1.74. Now, if those were scouts, they'd be even faster, but my goodness. Hussar to the back. Paladins to the right. Paladins to the center. These siege onagers are just so scary now. On paper, again, what does or doesn't counter? Just seeing this counters it. Counters a paladin. Ah, beautiful. Again. And in the middle of that to get another paladin on staggered formation. Fantastic onager play here out of blue. He's going to go for the Kipchak? No, he's going to get swamped maybe. The Mangudais are literally getting shot and stabbed in the back. Wow. Now, most deathmatch games, because the players either focus too much on military or too much on eco, and then they get swamped. Don't usually last 27 minutes. We're using again a couple of camels. Not Bactrian are here though. And to be fair, the Mongol should just basically train nothing but camels at this point. They will counter everything that the Cuman has. Even the fastest paladin is going to shy away from that scimitar. Okay, well, the players reset their positions. Right, left. The old Berlin Wall right down the center. A couple of trebs out. A second one for our Mongol being trained. So not a heavy treb game. Look at how fast these onagers are going. Oh, Blue not paying attention this time. And a panic volley of fiery balls. But again, like I said, the camels counter all of this. The problem is with the extra arrow, boy oh boy do the Kipchaks counter the camels. But what they don't counter are siege onagers. And again, a bit of heavy petting, and away the players divide again. Villager counts in the 120s, close or so for both players. We are approaching maxed out again for both players. And this is another cool thing that happens in deathmatch. You have this massive buildup of trash units, like in this case Hussars, but there's always like the core of the army. You know, the Napoleon's old guard. But they're busy chasing waterfalls on the right. The Kipchaks move in yet again. These Kipchaks have killed a good amount of Mangudai. Ooh, 27 kills for 30. Yuckity yuck. Not great. In they come, out they go. Both players trying to position. Neither player interested in raiding at all. Needing to focus instead. At some point the game reaches a critical mass where the players both have such big armies in the center that they can't risk even 10 units to go with a reach around. Oh, the beautiful move and stop command, but it didn't work this time. The Trebs attacking the Mangudai here. Or are they? I don't even know what the hell these green Trebs are firing at. It looks like they're hitting a bunch of empty space. Onager goes down. Looks like our Cuman is taking care of a Hussar attack to the south. Both Cuman Trebs, or rather all three Cuman Trebs are gone. No, those are not Hussars, those are camels. 21 Kipchaks, 14 Paladins, 9 camels, 34 Mangudai. With 105 kills. Now, to defend raids, you probably do want Cuman Hussars, just so you can get there 5% faster compared to your husbandry like have. Got the beautiful patrol command that the pro players like to use whenever they're not doing anything with a unit. God forbid it just stands still for a second. Camels will die. They are very poorly armored. As long as he stays on his high ground, there's literally nothing green can do about this except take it. Which is why there's a big old empty area right where my mouse is highlighting here and here, because there's nothing green can do to approach this army. Now, the second favorite steps off this plateau, he is going to be in a world of hurt, because our Cuman is going to come crashing down on him. Couple of silly units risking it. Okay, favorite says forget it. I've done as much damage as I want. Now I'm going to pivot over here, try to get a couple of Kipchaks with these. Oh, he thought green was going to chase the villagers. Green had other plans. Green's entire army chasing 3 units, and he's back on a hill. King of the hill here. Okay, and now blue is starting. You know what? The army sizes in the center are not that big anymore. And so I can afford to shove a few units here and there. But beautiful surround by Hazi will get the mangonels. And again, the Kipchak just backstabbing the frickin' Mangudai. But he didn't get the mangonels fast enough, which means they pushed away the Kipchaks. Go for the Trebs, go for the Trebs! Well, too late to go for anything. Army count down to 18, and all of a sudden our Mongol... This is a real night of reverses here. Castle should be able to save any units from Hussars, and now Green is just streaming into a GG. Yeah, that last battle, you got the mangonels, but again, that main Kinder Surprise, 24 Mangudai, 111 kills. That's like almost 5 kills each. And there you go, 38-minute deathmatch game. Forget the Hussars. Paladins, 200 Paladins, 160 Mangudai. Dear Lord. APM, very good. Let's take a look at the eco. Wow, only like 10% difference in eco. Where did it? Also, so much more wood. So much less food, but also a bit more gold. Stone, okay. Our Mongol. Nice. All right, now let's do a little... that's my analysis of this game. Nice. Just because, again, I've been talking nonstop this entire time. Blues eco. And you can see why you need an eco in this game, right? Because if you lose your army to a bigger, more intensive army, then... not good. Not good. I want to load a... I have a... Where are you? I do have a Rage Forest game that's between the Onimaru clan, so it's a lot of players we know and love. Now again, I do warn you, around the 45-minute mark of the game, it's going to slow down, just because again, for some reason that's what happens in this cast. But bear with me, I'm just changing the team names, and let me just take a quick look. Okay. So bear with me. Oop, all right. So we've got a Rage Forest between the Onimaru clan. I don't know if this was part of their training or part of a tournament or what or something, but it was a game I came across, a game I thought would be fun. Because let's go through the players and you'll see exactly why. Rounding out the bottom, we got Degao playing as the Armenians. To his left, freaking Andy is the Bohemians. Goku playing as the Britannians, continuing the word. And Kingstone playing as the Jurchinians on the top right. So we've got the very creatively named Team Left and Team Right. Headlining Team Right, we've got Jordan playing as the Chinese in purple. To his right, in yellow, Vinchester playing as the Ethiopians. Doubt playing as the Bulgarians. No doubt sending like a million villagers forward or something. And Lewis at the bottom playing as the Bengalis. Alejandro, you also played the Mayans, Spanish, and Teutons. Yeah, it's such a fun version of the game. I mean, it can be... Oh... You see it already glitched out. I don't know what the hell Rage Forest does to my computer. It's like fentanyl. But if it keeps glitching out, I'm going to have to stop and load the next game, because who the hell wants to watch this game when it keeps freezing? Teutons are so much fun on Deathmatch. There's just such a good push civilization. And let's see what the map looks like. On the north, we've basically got one avenue of attack. A bit of a north-south corridor situation. It looks like Jordan is walling in the top part, hoping / expecting Vinchester to wall the bottom. No, he's going to wall the bottom. Or maybe not. He's got an axe in his hand. That is because he only has 11 wood and therefore not enough to wall the bottom. And then the exact same scenario to the bottom of the map, where we've got one avenue of attack. It looks like, ooh, Degao really wants to put it very close to Lewis's base. Let's see if Lewis acquiesces or not. Doubt nowhere to be found. DM underrated in the professional scene. Most of it is dominated by a random map. Yeah, it is. I think didn't the Viper once play a deathmatch tournament or something like that? Lewis being annoying, knowing he can't really stop this, but boy, is he going to exact a price. Or maybe not. Just one more, just one more. Okay. Orange pinging over here. Freaking Andy telling his teammate, hey, something. That's the high quality casting that I bring to the table. Hey, something. Probably says I'm going to build over here, so leave me some space. And that's essentially it. In the center of the map, we've got a big old forested area. That looks like a splattered dolphin, maybe, that's jumped off a roof or something. Let's see how Jordan's doing over here. Double wall off. He really does not want that Jerchin to come forward and attack him. Our Jerchin over here, by the way, one cool features of theirs, where is it? Meat of hunted and livestock animals does not decay. So he can kill, do whatever the hell he wants, and just leave it. Armenian's such a powerful late game eco civ as well. Okay, so in a game with doubt, there are very, very few shenanigans. The wall off in the center, or bottom center, is complete, which gives us an opportunity to watch whatever the hell is going on here. Let's see it. What a beautiful Black Panther. Bagheera over here attacking this scout as the villager pulls these tapers? Not too sure how to pronounce this animal's name. It is a form of yummy, yummy boar food, I guess. Okay, another cool feature that recently changed is the TC can actually kill these units now. What the hell? Huh. Did he kill a sheep? Why, I feel like that volley should have killed this animal. It did not, though. And again, another scenario playing itself out here, this time for Jordan. Let's follow along this half-dead villager. Look at Winchester being a pal. Look at the attention to detail, those white frills on their ears. Beautiful. Oh, no, but Winchester, just like he did with his own Black Panther. I guess I could have gone with a Marvel reference there instead of a Jungle Book reference with Bagheera. What a missed opportunity. Could have said T'Challa. What do I think of the new civs? I'm like 50-50 on the new civs at this point. There's a lot of new mechanics. You know what? I'll tell you this, Alejandro. The new civs make me feel old. It makes me feel like the game is becoming a little bit different than the one that I'm used to. Which, to be fair, fine. I'm not, like, hating on that. But, you know, you gotta attract new audiences. You gotta, spice it up in a relationship after 30 years together. You gotta, you gotta figure out something to do. But I personally, it makes me feel old. Like, oh my goodness. Poison damage. Units returning costs when they die. I don't know why every new civ needs a double unique unit as well. But it is what it is. They changed the meta, yeah. Oh, the Hulk unit. I haven't seen the Hulk unit in action. Maybe I should do a water map next time I live stream. I'll try to find a water map. But yeah. Again, not a hater. Let Microsoft do whatever the heck they want and test the waters and see. I really don't like a hero unit. That's one thing I will say. From the last, not this one, but the penultimate new civs. Not a fan of having a hero unit. They can make it 10,000 food, 10,000 gold. I still won't like it. Again, it just changes the game into something that I'm not super duper familiar with here. As Jordan is not super duper familiar with what the hell to do here. Stonewall it is, but will the tower let him finish? 3 more villagers brought in. We'll see how long they last in the face of these arrows. The villagers, of course, will pop in. Okay. Dour situation here for purple. Even if he gets this wall up, he is going to lose vills, or at least idle his eco to such a degree. This is a very poor placement, I think, just because it's going to be so hard to go around these trees. But no, never mind. Teal is not focusing. Kingston says, fine. Get your wall up. Okay. So to be fair, didn't cost Jordan too much in terms of lives, but boy was his eco. Oh, 1 HP. But his eco was stalled a little bit. That being said, he is in feudal. What are his resources like? He just needs a bit of bit of gold. And he can head up to Castle Age. Who will be first to Castle Age? It looks like Winchester or Ethiopian. No surprise there with the 100 food, 100 gold bonus that they get. I don't think he even had villagers on gold up until now. You don't really need them. He is long distance gold mining. Winchester with 800 wood in the bank. Okie dokie. Okay, a little bit less action here to the south. Teal says, you know what, I don't want to deal with any of your bullshit here. So I'm just going to wall your wall. On the other hand, I'm going to do a lot of bullshit of my own up here. There we go. Zoning out his opponent. Forcing the fight to occur in the center. Tower v tower. There we go. We're entering the 15-minute mark of the game. Castle Age. Technologies, units, all of it's about to come into play. More town centers, booming ecos. 3 TCs for Winchester, which pretty much explains why he did not build a mining camp over here, saving his wood, his hard-earned wood for 3 town centers. How much food does he have? Okay, so he has a good amount of food to capitalize on all that. Nothing worse than building 3 extra town centers and then having 70 food in the bank and not being able to train any villagers out of that. So let's see what's going on around the map. Teal. Teal. Nowhere close to Castle Age. Still needs 200 food plus gold. Couple of extra TCs for red. A trio of extra TCs for our Bohemian, who, remember, pinged over here. So I'm curious if I was right that he's just going to build there. And Digao, comfortable on 1 TC. Our Armenian with a monastery, which, remember, rather a fortified church, remember, will come with a free relic for about 5 seconds until the mangonel comes out of here, or I guess, never mind, the armored elephant. He must see the, yeah, he sees this. Okay. At the same time, Jordan, this time, with a castle, loses 3 villagers so far. And the game of movement begins. What are those, Sherlock Holmes movie names with Robert Downey Jr.? A Game of Shadows, a Play of This, a Do of That. Very dramatic sounding names. This is a game of movement over here. You have to really know and really feel when a mangonel is about to fire, but Jordan absolutely loses out here. And here we go. They're in. Unfortunately for Jordan, this castle probably not going up. 82%. No, don't commit more villagers. There's army here. Now, the tower should focus on these 3 units, probably, because this mangonel is just getting repaired. So it's doing literally nothing. But he's hoping red isn't paying attention, but red is paying attention. Castle's at 88%. We've got a doubt castle in the doubt game where doubt is nowhere to be found. Another villager bites the dust. 5 more villagers moving forward. 6 villagers. Another villager dies. Tower, hey bro, focus on this. Oh, it doesn't need to focus on the man-at-arms. He killed by his own teammate. 96. 96, 97, 98. It's going up. It's going up, and bye mangonel. Although not by the castle's hand, because hey, you're not Teutons. You do not get murder holes for free. And there's that mangonel that I thought should be coming out. Okay, so... Oh, if he knew there was a siege workshop here, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, always use outposts. Ouch! Sour turn of events there. Always use outposts. Will he get any of the monks? He gets 1. Look at this. Oh, blue. And now it's up to the villagers to do what the scout did / could not do. And the jaguar is attacking now. The Black Panther. Oh my god. Ouch. Let's check in on the north, which remembers that nothing is happening. And so the action has firmly shifted to the bottom, where now it is Lewis who's moving forward. Lewis, who, by the way, again, was really walled in, very close to his TC. Oh, he teefed the Armenian monastery relic. Armenians do get a free relic whenever they build their first fortified church. And I guess it was a free relic for our Bengali, whose monks have that +3/+3 armor with redemption. Got the mangonel earlier and is now trying to get the buildings. And where is orange? Where is red? Where is gray? Where is yellow? 22 minutes in, we've got a good amount of action, but let's see if it continues. Lewis, another conversion. Villagers can jump inside these fortified churches. And here we go, siege workshop for our Ethiopian, which has a pretty damn good siege line, especially with torsion engines. Blue is pinging here, maybe telling orange, hey bro, there's something heading your way, and you're gonna discover exactly what it is. As a very odd fellowship of elephants, little bald men, some random guy on a horse, and 4 villagers is now pressing into you. And his first military building of the day. Nope, not getting the conversion this time, says Winchester. I'm gonna just kill him. This is very, very bad for freaking Andy. The player in the pocket, who should be going full-on eco at the moment, has to defend, while Green, who didn't go any eco just so he could attack, is, I don't know, doing what? Trying to convert these elephants. He probably will get them. Hey, mangonel popped out for no real reason. I would not do that. And look at Blue, the cockiness on Lewis to try to wall in his opponent. Okay. Thanks for the army, says the mule / Degao. That is a Foundation reference. As he just takes his opponent's army. Red finally here with a castle. Our Britain. What is our Bulgarian doing? Bulgarian, 115 villagers, by far the highest in the game. Does anybody have any fishing ships? No, because there's no water on the map. Now teal and red are pinging here. Okay, they're walling. They don't want to get sideswiped here. Blue is just making a very slow, very, very orderly march towards the middle / back of the map. At this point, they can just turn around and kill the scout. He's got nowhere to run. He can't even escape. Ay. And now the market is mine as well. But we've got a couple of green monks on the way. Freaking Andy is in Imperial. He pinged here earlier. He's building here now. Siege Workshop Castle Doubt with a very cocky Krepos. The cocky Krepos sounds like it should be a good Age of Empires themed pub in some British town. If only Doubt's name started with a hard K sound. Could have been like Christoph's cocky Krepost. The villager is basically just screwed Doubt's Conic by blocking the way. The Conic should have gotten there and done the damage, but no, Blue is just so in love with the idea of killing that one mangonel. Let's see, by the way, what's going on here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Lewis says, hey, you're not opposing me, so I'm just going to take everything you have. To the north, do we finally have some action? No, more and more walls are coming up. That old mangonel from a million years ago is still here. But Winchester's pushing in with a castle. Our Britain. Longbows. That's the cool thing about team games in Black Forest / Rage Forest, is you do see longbows a lot more than you usually do in a 1v1. There's a bombard cannon here somewhere. There you are. Probably should be focusing this middle monk right here. But too late for that. And oh, goodness gracious. The Jedi lines are coming down. Will our Bohemian go Hafnitsa? He does not have the res for it. I'm saying res like I'm trying to be cool. He doesn't have the resources for it. What the hell does Blue even have here? He still has 6 villagers. And now he's got 6 monks. Jeez Louise. Lewis just being an absolute annoyance. Our Bengali here with his box formation of monks. 13 of them. fully faithed. "30 minutes in. Blue is en route to Imperial. He's converted 3 houses so far. Is he gonna get 2 more monks? No, he loses a monk, but he gets 2. Oh my god. So how many monks does he have now? He's up to 7 monks. 7 monks, 6 villagers. Doubt's castle has been destroyed. His Krepost is next. He's got 7 conics. Army count meager for all teams, 42 and 46. I mean, train a couple of scouts. Somebody send a couple of scouts. Our Britain doubling down on castles and walls here. I guess no walls, just castles. My goodness, 4 castles. Tell me he's got at least 30. Nope, he's got lucky 13 longbowmen. Bombards begin their bombardment. Random mangonel. And now Blue's position is in trouble. But conics are here. Conics, incredible units. Does he have stirrups, Doubt? Yes, he does. You need this. Without stirrups, this is literally the slowest attacking cavalry melee unit in the game. Now, that is a very technical thing to say. So if I got it wrong, let me know. But I believe it is the slowest attacking melee cavalry unit in the game until it gets stirrups. Then it's like normal. But you know what's better? Hussars from the Bulgarians. My goodness. Give me your pike. Okay. Got 2 of them. So let's see what's going on around the map. Houses still here. It looks like Blue's army has pretty much been dealt with. He's got a single, 2, 6, no, still 6 villagers, but he's lost all his monks. So Lewis firmly forward facing now with his monks. Good to heal up these conics. Hey, where are you guys going? Start healing my units up. Our Ethiopian is pressing in, getting siege engineers. Does he have... Yes, he does have torsion engines. Blast radius increase. By the way, blast radius on this unit now is insane. A tile. It's like a Persian war elephant. Longbowman, elite, fully upgraded, but what? No yeoman? Yo, man, get yeomans. Come on. Get that 12 range. You've got the wood and gold for it. LOL at your pathetic little watchtower, says our Briton as he shoves in with his units. Well, 11 range is still pretty damn good. Lemmy, I think I have a 2v2 deathmatch game. That could be fun to watch. Conics pressing into these hand cannoneers. These are Bohemian, which always confuses me with Burgundian. I'm not sure why the Burgundian hand cannoneers attack at 21 instead of 17, but these guys just attack on a 17. And let's see, our Ethiopian finally pressing in, finally managing to get through there. And the longbowmen are going to be such a pain in the ass. Good luck getting any villagers to do anything within their 11 tile radius. Still 11 tile, FYI. What are you? You are a purple town center. You are a purple... There's a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. That's the song. Yeah, I'm gonna do the 2v2 DM after this. Yeah, you see how the game is already starting to... I need to upgrade my graphics card and hope that it works. As people who don't have to deal with anything, it's a good sound to hear. But yeah, boy, nothing makes you hit or click the button to retreat faster than hearing that whoa sound. Under the castle is a ballsy move here by our Bengali. And the castle is targeting down these monks. This is basically the entire army that Blue has. It looks like his force in the middle of Orange and Red's base have been removed entirely. And that was a sour little attack there. Still those 2 full-bodied Bulgarian siege rams. Well, they got the job done. Monks hiding in the dead space next to the castle, knowing that I should say knowing, hoping that it would go down. I'm just gonna steal your mining camp. Why the hell not? Nah, he's not going for that. Yeah, never mind. Yes, he is. What an interesting push here. Lewis saying, hey, don't worry about destroying enemy buildings. Just go straight for the enemy because I'm just stealing his buildings. Now, I would love to see torsion engine bombard cannons take on longbowmen. That would be a beautiful battle of micro. He finally got yeoman. So we're fully upgraded. House finally coming under attack. And another Britain castle. What is that? A fifth? Does he have... Yes, he does. Trebs 100% accuracy against stationary units. Blast damage. My god, blast damage on a Treb. So tough to fight conics like this when they're massed. Especially with these monks just healing them up. My god. When they're not busy converting, they're healing. But yeah, the 2-for-1 conic is just insane. Like, yeah, you go halberdiers, great. You kill the guy on the horse, and then the guy with the giant mace comes out, pops his head up, and then kills you. So teal really pressing in here with these fire lancers. Purple is donezo. Green is still holding on, just barely holding on. This is barely an eco. Oh, the trade is going right through there. Luckily, no ranged units. A pack of cav archers here would have absolutely decimated. Kingston's sending money. Kingstone, I should say Kingston. Kingston's a city near me. Kingstone is sending money to the Gao. Paid 0 in tax. Who doesn't love to see that? But I'm ching. And our Britain is pushing back these 13 ranged bombard cannons. We're getting chased by the longbowmen who are stepping into the castle fire and then meeting their maker like we saw last game, or the first game. Okay, so green is now collapsing. Purple's dead. Yellow's getting pressed into. Scores are 15% apart. So, not looking good here for Team Right. To be fair, these Doubts conics are not really doing very much, are they? I feel like they're just here to escort these siege rams. Because 43 kills on 40 units is not that great. Here come the halberdiers. And again, you kill the guy on the horse, he gets up and maces you in the back of the head, like House of the Dragon. Yeah, not much that they can do here. Conics raiding, villagers dispersing to the rear. Conics raiding with the creepiest attack after the Hunnic. Oh, it's such a thud. After the Tarkin, which is just like a whoosh sound. Purple, done. Yellow, let's see what yellow has here to defend. Absolutely nothing on the right flank. A trio of bombards and Jordan's Chinese skirmishers, which I do not think do any damage to fire lancers, right? Oh, here we go. The game is starting to glitch out. Yeah, shock infantry, infantry gunpowder armor. Yeah, so there's no bonus damage here. He's relying on pure numbers alone. Pinging here saying, hey, your Trebs are dead. Thanks to the bombard cannon. Where is red? Where are these 70 longbowmen? It took me right here, which tells me they're on the left side. There we go. 28 longbowmen should be pretty damn good at getting rid of these conics. The only thing they have to worry about is these monks. Yeah, halberdiers versus siege ram is not a position you want to be in. Technically melee, technically okay, but my goodness, the HP on these units. Oh, the Houfnitzes are here and they're going for monks? Question mark? I don't know. So our Britain has carved his army up into two. 70 has become 50-something. 50-something is now becoming 40-something. Longbowmen. not too effective on the top right, and not too effective on the bottom left here as well. Maybe because he's got 20 of them here and there. Longbowman definitely a unit if you wanted to do damage that you need to stack. Fat stacks of Longbowmen. Damn you, Market. Oh my god, it looks like they're attacking it with a Molotov cocktail. Damn you, Market. Not too much Purple can do here with skirmishers against these Jurchen battering rams, siege rams, whatever you want to call them. And here comes Green with his own monks. We've got the Battle of the Lines here. Let's see it. Okay. You got 2 Conics. You got 3 Conics. So now he's got 4 Conics. Haufnitzes are here as well. Can Yellow hold this? This is a lot of ranged units here. And they do destroy siege. There you go. As you can just see, siege rams go bye-bye. The problem is you have to micro them well. At the same time, you got this Longbowman small ball. 34, 37 with these 3 on the left. Orange is pushing this back. Having archer support is just so good if you're fighting the Conic. They'll tickle away at the horsemen, they'll tickle away at the infantrymen, and your trash halberdier army will just take the day. Now remember, these are Bohemian halberds, so they do 40 damage instead of 32 to these Conics. Actually 40 bonus damage. They do 25% more bonus damage. Purple, to be fair, Jordan is getting a lot of wooden food, which means he's going up to 140 skirmishers. Well, there you go. I was about to say he can keep the skirmishers coming all the live long day and leave. Now, you know what would be good against this? Some siege onagers from our Ethiopian, but I don't think we're anywhere close to that, having the resources for that. I'm forgiven. Hello. Yeah. Back. I appreciate that. Definitely did leave, which of course racks me with guilt, but what can we do? A little bit of trade here, it looks like. A lot of bit of trade here. We'll see what the trade routes look like at the end of the game. Conics dive yet again. By the way, when Green ran away with these villagers, not too terrible here. If he opens this up, he does have access to more resources, and it's kind of the middle of nowhere, so not a bad place to be jacking wood there in the corner. Conics are going to decimate that group. And honestly, Haufnitze, Halberdier, Monk. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. Okay, he steps out. I appreciate that. I do feel guilty. I don't like kind of like disappearing and pausing and disappearing in the middle of it. That's okay. Ouch. I was about to start singing a children's song that goes ouchie, ouchie, ouch, ouch. Something, something, boo, boo. Oh, Purple, you're going to need a lot more skirmishers than the 23 you have right now, which means you're going to need a lot more archery ranges. Where even are Jordan's archery ranges? Oh, they're right in the line of fire, and he's only got 7 of them, and the game is glitching out. Score's now about 20% apart, and even the push here on the left has stalled. Army count 70 higher for team left. The Longbowman support here on the left was absolutely clutch. Now the Steppe Lancers are here. The game has slowed down to 1.4 seconds. And the Trebs have inserted themselves into the middle of nowhere because, hey, what the hell can attack them here? Nothing. Skirmishers are going to do to Trebs what I would do to, I don't know, a building with my bare hands, i.e. nothing. Steppe Lancers moving forward. And they're going to insert themselves into the trade. 47 gold for you. 239 gold for you. Okay, I'll let you decide who has the better trade here. Has Doubt discovered... Oh, well, he's discovered something. Has he seen this? Yes, he has. So, our skirmisher getting cleaned up, and there you go. Wow, what a fun game. 319 longbowmen. Seems low. Seems low, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7th castle coming up. He certainly did take a lot of stone, did Goku, I think, from here. Some type of... that's usually my go-to analogy, but I was thinking, like, what would I do no damage to? If it was food, it would be like... you know what? You're right. I should have said the... Attacking a Treb with a skirmisher is like me poking away at, like, a broccoli salad or something. Like, I'm poking at it, but nothing's going to really happen. You know. The broccoli is basically safe. Let's put it like that. Great role model here. So, Doubt's Conics... And not Andy. I thought it could orange. It's Andy. It's Goku's longbowman making the big news here. But the Fire Lancers, not a bad addition here. Let's see the eco. Where is tribute received? Okay, so yeah, our who received it all? Okay, it looks like our Britain got a whole bunch, as did our Bohemian. So this is how they held the left side, whereas freaking Andy here, or pardon me, not freaking Andy, Jordan being on the receiving end of a lot of resources. Doubt being the donor. And where is the trade profit? Not great, but look at Andy. Okay. Wood to him, trade gold to him, stone to our Britain. Big surprise, we saw him taking everybody's stone. And Doubt with the gold and the food. There's your conic production. We've got a Derek in the house. All right. Let's take a look at... I think I have a team game for... Yeah, here we go. Deathmatch. Let me load it, and we'll get right into it. And then I have to take a sip of water, because I feel like my voice is starting to get real low and, like, raspy and stuff, so... Bear with me, I'm going to mute the mic, take a sip of water, and then we'll watch the 2v2 Deathmatch. All right, I just need to rename the teams. Ooh, I got a creative one for this one. It may not seem creative on the face of it, but it's pretty creative. Are you ready? You ready to see it? I'm gonna whip it out. All right. Now, you might think Team West, Team East, just because, you know, one's on the west side of the map, one's on the east side of the map. But I meant the Civs, the European, Viking, and Slav, versus the near/far east Civs of the Gurjaras and the Turks. And again, we are back to deathmatch. The other Derek's. I'm sure if I keep streaming, eventually one or two more Derek's will return. We'll come back to the fold. Alright, your starting scout dead again. Does a deathmatch. We started in Imperial Age. All technologies researched. 55,000 resources, 20,000 food, 20,000 wood, 10,000 gold, 5,000 stone. Not too sure why I wanted to say 9 there. And by the way, this is a team game, which means we can potentially see trade. And to the north, we've got the Vikings taking on the Gurjaras. And on the other hand, we've got the Turks taking on the Slavs. Ooh, the Turks are going to struggle, I think, against the Boyars. Even a camel, which, to be fair, the Turkish camel is not terrible. Even camels, Boyars do a lot of damage. And camels have very shite armor. Now, instead, sussing out with that Hussar that his opponent was going camels, he is instead going champions against a Civ with hand cannoneers that can be produced very quickly. Oh, never mind. Forget everything I just said. We are not seeing hand cannoneers. We are seeing Sipahi cav archers. So forget about the attack bonus against infantry. We are instead going 100 HP cav archers, the heaviest of the heavy cav archers in this game. I guess unless you count the Tatars who have extra armor. Armor must be heavy. And here we go, the Boyar the new redesigned beautiful unit. Paladin level attack. Not quite Paladin level armor. But yeah, I said the boyars are going to be tough for the camels. I didn't mean if one takes on 30. They disengage. Infantry against the Gujaras is always fun because they have the chakrams that do pass-through damage and bonus against infantry. Shrivamsha is an absolutely terrible idea, unless he somehow sussed out that there's 85 Arbalesters on the way. You never seen high-level deathmatch? Well, hold on to your hat. This Gurjara army is about to get rickety-wrecked by the Viking infantry, which is going to get rickety-wrecked by these chakrams. Now, it's not a big bonus, infantry +1. It's not a big attack 6, but the pass-through damage. This is a living, breathing, walking scorpion. Now, against halberdiers, maybe not, which is why he's got the Shrivamshas. Boy, are they fast. Human level fast. Gujara is such a tough civ to engage into. They're such a good counter civ like the Incas. Infantry countered, archers countered, cavalry countered by those ridiculous camels. Bottom, Slavic Siege does not notice that there's a whole bunch of cav archers here. Finally does, and the cav archers F off. This is exactly how the Slav needs to be playing it with its 15%. It's still 15, right? I'm not like cuckoo. There you go, siege units still 15% cheaper. The problem is the Slavs do not have bombard cannons. An even bigger problem, the Turk does with artillery. 14 range. 14 range on a bombard cannon, 2 kills. Or rather, 2 shots needed. Missed the third one. Sorry, I said 2 shots. 3 shots needed. Third one missing. And here we go, Shrivamsha's taking on exactly what they're designed to do, but at this point, you just kind of throw everything into one giant army and just hope for the, close your eyes and hope for the best. Infantry, you hope, gets to the cavalry before the chakrams get to the infantry, while the arbalesters get to the chakrams before the Shrivamshas get to the arbalesters. Everyone's trying to avoid siege shots. And we've got berserkers. Oh, such a cool unit to see. A Slav pressing in. Aside from the long-range bombard cannons, not a whole lot the Turk can do right now with his army comp. He needs more hussars. Our Turk is going champions. Okay. Not really something I expected. By the way, I did not even introduce the players. Frost9, I believe the highest-ranking DM player at the moment. And for a long moment. Here we go, trying to do a sneaky attack. Not on my watch, says Frost9. And a pretty damn good RM player, too, by the way. Playing as the Slavs. We've seen favorite last game, playing as the Vikings Hydra. We've seen him before. Gurjaras and Menunez of Rage Forest fame is playing as the Turks just underneath him. Might want to get some gunpowder units here. Not that he's got the gold for it. With 100 gold in the bank. And this is where I was talking about earlier, that eco really plays a very important role, because Menunez has no gold. Hydra has no gold. Frost9 has no gold. Our Viking, no surprise, has gold. Vikings are not exactly a super expensive civ. Our Balesters with the one confusingly named upgrade, Boggs Vagar, which used to mean one thing, now it means another thing. The upgrade formerly known as Prince. And this is the problem here, the bombard cannons are going to be able to... He needs one more to one-shot a Treb, but a damaged Treb definitely gets one-shot. One-shotted, I mean. 1,000 stone to our Turk. Nobody, guys. Any trade up and running, he says. Okay, 77, not terrible. Small map. And isn't it funny? Both players on the left don't have bombard cannons. Both players on the right have bombard cannons. And Gujara bombard cannons are missing siege engineers. But still better 12 range than 9. And our Turk finally able to press out. Frost9 taking the foot off the gas pedal. Again, army's just mixed. Just a vomitous blob of military everywhere you look. Bombard cannons aiming for the onagers. Onagers aiming for the chakrams. Chakrams disking anything they can. No, 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 no. You are a cool unit, but you do not survive against the chakrams. Look at that. 2 volleys, 3 volleys. Ouch. I mean, only 2 of them died, but you saw their health bars go down. Fancy parade moves here. Oh, terrible, terrible onager shot. Second one, though. 3rd and 4th and 5th on the way as well. Travamsha's stopping along the way to die to pikemen. Looks, by the way, like our hussars are raiding to the rear of the trade. Frost9 has the same idea. Little does he know his opponent don't even have trade. And ouchie, ouchie, ouch, ouch. 100 HP is nice and cute, but not against, what is this, 10? 8. No, I didn't highlight them all. 9 siege onagers. Now, like every ranged melee, which this unit, I believe, treb ball to the back of the head. This is still a melee unit. Like the throwing axemen, like the Gebeto, like the Mameluke. What I don't like about throwing, or rather ranged melee, is that they miss a lot when a unit that they're attacking is moving. You have to be moving a certain way for ranged melee to hit you. Otherwise, they just keep missing all the time. Ooh, our Slav attacking up north. Heavy cavalry here. No camels in sight. Like, have you ever moved a unit towards a group of 10 throwing axemen and just, you don't get hit? No HP ever. There's no ballistics for ranged melee. It's only for ranged pierce. Get to the castle. Get to the chopper. Get to the castle. Nope, he's luring them in between 2 castles. Not bad. But these are boyars. Their armor, not Teutonic Knight level, but still damn good. 11-7. Ooh, you're not getting any trade up. Say these hackers. Now he's running to the back. Gonna probably try to get some eco damage. Oh, there is trade. Silly, silly. Or there isn't. I guess these guys were on their way. No, never mind. 22 gold. So where's the trade? Somewhere here? There it is. That's why it's 22 gold. It's like a third of the way in. Camels coming in. Maybe I was wrong about the boyars. I thought their tankiness would at least deflect the main attack. Like 11 attack versus 11 armor means the camel does 1 damage and only 13. What is it, 9? Oh yeah, Gujara does 13. No, pardon me. 18. My bad, my bad. 18 damage. So that's all they do is 19 damage. I thought the boyars would have been a bit more tanky, but what they are tanking against is hussars, cavalry archers, and castles. These are all dead trebs. Siege onagers have an opportunity to move forward here, which means the cav archers need to retreat, which means this army has to be abandoned in the front. Can he get the bombard cannon? Of course he can. At the same time, Slavic trebs pounding this position. Not a lot of coordination between the players. This is like a 2v2, but it feels like a 1v1 on top of a 1v1, you know? You know what I mean? Finally, Gujara camels are out. He saw those Slavic units. Unfortunately, he was baited into making, how many camels? 11 camels. Doesn't really need them at this point. Camels are not going to be great against any of these units here. Not Arbs, not Pike. Which is exactly why he saved them for last, to just clean up duty. Our Turk getting even more resources from Hydra. Okay, the camels are good at this. They'll chase this siege down, and our Gujara cleans this up despite losing the entire forward position of his base. 1,000 wood, so he can rebuild partially. Same time, no more trade for you. This is a lot. 72 boyars. My goodness. Now, unlike the Cuman Paladin, they cannot catch these cav archers. Then again, these cav archers can't really do too much to this unit either. 7 pierce armor is still pretty darn good. Not a time to slouch, not a time to relax. Go, 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 go. Start the freaking game already. Our Turk holds to the south. Our Gurjara pushes to the north. Can they pull this off? I mean, their score is 20% below. Their trade is non-existent, whereas Team West has that 77 gold or whatever the heck we saw. Castles attacked by the Treb. Pardon me, the town center attacked by the Treb, but the Trebs are exposed. Red should send his camels up north, and blue should send his camels south. Oh, yeah. Open the textbook to the definition of optimism, and you'll see Menunez's mining camp. Here we go. Boyars fighting underneath 3 town centers, 3 castles, 1 town center. My goodness, I don't know why the hell I'm incapable of speaking the king's English. And they will die. But remember, he has so many Boyars queued up. He still has 55 Boyars. Army count, Team West, double the size of their opponent. And it's just a waste of camels. I'm hoping for his sake is some kind of delay tactic, but I don't think it is. I think Hydra just doesn't have army. Although I say that, he has the biggest army on his team, 40 to 27. Now with Kshatriyas, the Gurjara Hussar is the cheapest in the game. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. It's not bad enough your trade is shite. Now it's going to get killed too. Green is pushing in. Only 1 castle here. Where are these chakrams? They're moving south. So Team East has transitioned into trash units. Team West is very much gold, not rich, but gold having, for lack of a better, more creative way to say that. And the name of the game is attrition here. Push in with all of your units for as long as you can, so that your opponent wastes all of their gold units. And that way your gold income will beat out your opponent, but now it's up to 63 army count for our Gurjara, who presses back again. And Green, who thought he was going to get an easy kill here with a few Arbalesters and a whole bunch of Trebs, gets pushed back. Now the Arbalesters should be able to take care of this Chakram unit. Unfortunately, I mean if they're staggered, but they are not staggered, I was going to say, which means against a pass-through damage unit, not too sure you can do too much. Boyars taking care of business to the rear as well. Frost 9 in and out, in and out. Again, just attrition, delay. Give your army a chance to get here. Siege rams are staging. Forgot the term for a second. And the trade is just way crazy. Look at the Vikings' resources. Again, Vikings not a resource-intensive civ. Oh, look at that! Frost 9 with the predictive attack and another beautiful volley. Red's army count is in single digits. He has GG'd. And it looks like Team West has pushed on through. Blue, will you make a noble final last stand, or will you just GG? Answers my question before I even finished asking it. 400 Boyars, yikes. Almost 300 Travamshas, 200 Chakrams, Arbalesters. Oh, wow, beautiful game. Let's see the trade. 21,000 to 2,500. I mean, yeah, you can't do much against that. I need another sip of water. 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Wow. The economies, yeah, look at the economies. 20+ thousand difference in economy in a, what, 30-minute game? That was a real fun game. Again, it was more of like a 1v1 to the bottom and a 1v1 to the top, so there wasn't a lot of coordination except when the Boyars came up here. Random Chakram. Oh, look at the discs on his back. I never noticed that they have, they're carrying their Xena discs. Yeah, aside from that, it was pretty much a 1v1. Red did try to raid here a little bit with some camels earlier on, but didn't really stick. And not really a lot of space. Is this... I mean, welcome to Age of Empires. Is this actually closed? Because it looks like there's a gap between the buildings, but I'm not sure. Not really a lot. The slab architecture is so confusing sometimes. Like, what belongs to what here? Like, this is crazy. I don't know if it's some kind of visual spatial thing with me, This confuses the hell out of me. Like, what am I even looking at here? It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. 7 castles in the immediate area. Russian Tsars overcoming the Turks. I see Dragon Rider. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, I'm gonna do one last game, and I am actually gonna do something I've never done before. I'm gonna cast a memb game, and I'm gonna explain why. Let's do this one. Actually, no, let's do Way. So, this is the Way game that I wanted to watch. So we've watched T90 before on the channel. We've watched T90 before, so it's not the first time I'm casting a caster. But here's my logic. Hear me out. Well, sorry, I got a complete brain freeze. Here's my logic. Is this Bush A, Bush B? Yeah, Bush B. Come on, baby, show me Bush A. Okay, sorry. Okay, there's that ADD kicking in. Here's my logic. Unknown, Z1 Unknown, Memb, both playing as the Way mirror matchup. I may start playing, not necessarily in team games. I mean, I'm going to play team games with Discord. But I also want to try my hand in 1v1s, and I know I'm going to be pretty bad at it. And so watching a T90 game, knowing that T90 is at like, what, 2400 elo, it's daunting. Like, I'm pushing it. I'm turning 44 this year. And not a young, not a spry chicken, you know? Probably pre-arthritic. I've literally been sitting at a computer since I was 15. Which means I've got, what, another year or two of, like, before I look like Quasimodo hunched over my computer. Unless I maybe start working out. Who knows? Maybe I will. But I figured, you know what other casters do I know that play? I tried to find, so I immediately thought of Memb, of course, because he's always playing Rage Forest, but sometimes he plays 1v1s. I was like, you know what? I think he's like 1600 elo, 1650. And I just want to see, how does another caster play? What does the gameplay look like? Oh, yeah, distracted much. It took 2 live streams to finally see the beautiful blue butterflies and the beautiful Italian lemons. Half of my Instagram is always, oh, you should abandon your entire life, move to Italy, or at least travel to Italy. You can have sorbet out of a lemon. That's my entire Instagram. That and like parenting memes, which is like, ugh. Oh no, Unknown is stealing the goose, so Memb lost the goose. But I just wanted to say, you know what? How does another caster play 1v1s? Like, am I going to be just a complete embarrassment? Should I even try? Is it going to ruin my street cred if I come out swinging and I cap out at like 800 elo? Am I just going to be a complete fool? Which doesn't bother me. I am. Who's kidding who? That part doesn't bother me so much. Ooh, here we go. Memb is looking. Oh, my goodness. He's going to kill him. So he's going to like... Oh, he's going to be so upset. He's going to be so upset when he knows, if he watches this game again. Well, first of all, he's running straight into a TC. No, he veers off to the side. But how does another more manageable / attainable / goal-worthy elo caster? So I looked up Memb. I also tried to find Dave, who I know plays with I think a controller instead of a keyboard. I wanted to see him, but I couldn't find him. I don't know what his... I thought it was Dave_AOE, but it wasn't. So if you know what Dave's handle is on in Age of Empires, let me know. I'll watch some of his games too. But I decided to download a few Memb games. And somebody earlier said Way. So here we are watching Way. So that's my very long window. I can't believe that was like 6 minutes of me explaining why we're watching a Memb game. Basically, I'm considering playing again. Wanted to see a more realistic versus like T90. I know I'm not going to come out here and play like T90. Absolutely not. If I can reach half of what T90 is, that'll be fun enough for me. But again, I play I used to play primarily for just like shits and giggles, which just explains why I'm obsessed with the unique units. Travis Pickle. Long time no see. It has been going quite well. Thank you very much. Mem with Loom and 500 food is going to go up. So let's take a look at the way, because it's the only civ we've got. I believe they are a cavalry civilization with that cow unique unit. Again, not a fan of the unique unit. So they get one free villager for each economic upgrade they researched. So if you're ever playing, what's that map? The Bamboo Forest 10x, 3x. Pray you get the way. Their Haguang Cavalry, their Janbei Raider, they come with more HP. Traction Trebs. Oh, I want to see some Traction Trebs. Those are always fun. Basically mobile Trebs that train out of siege workshops. I don't think we're going to see any Luchuans. I'm looking at the map. Is there even water? Yes, there is. So I don't think we're going to see those. So the Luchuan fires. There you are. And Traction Trebs. So yeah, they cost less. Their Tiger Cavalry is what I'm really curious about. By the way, this is another cool feature. That you can now hover over a unit and it'll tell you what it is. Gain HP and attack the more units they kill. And the Janbei Rider, which is a very cool mounted archer charge range attack. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. They've got Tunxian. Soldiers passively produce food, and Mingguang Armor, which is basically the Gurjara version, but for all of their mounted units, not just camels and elephant archers of Frontier Guards. And pretty damn good one. So here we go. Mamb is pushing in with villagers. He's hit the feudal age. What does he want to do here? And where is he going to place the tower? There it is. So he is trying to lame the opponent's barracks. But unknown. The tomb. Will it be the tomb of the unknown soldier? Mem loses the first unit in the game. Or will it be... the tomb of the red soldier, combining his tower push with a few men, rather militia. So gets his tower up second, but it is on the high ground. Remember, takes 25% less damage, does 25% more damage. And he's got a bunch of vills idling inside. How many? 4. Back home, Mem, continuing to build his little egg-shaped envelope. Whereas unknown Mem is housed. Is he building a house? I certainly hope so. There we go. But he's housed, so instead he's using his time for town watch. So not a terrible housing situation here. So let's see, 360. Okay, never mind. Right as I was about to count, he starts repairing it. Black Bear. On the right side of the map, waiting for any villager silly enough to move forward. Mem, with the skill check on his opponent, is ahead in score. Has one more villager than his opponent. It looks like, yeah. He's moving forward. Come on, he's trying to run around. I like that he's so confident that Mem is going to follow this weak villager. Oh, he's trying to body block. He's trying to body block. He does get the vill. That's 2 dead wave villagers. One, I guess, for Mother Nature, and one for Mem. But he was so confident that Mem was going to chase that he kept the third one on stone. Mem's tower, though, is done. He gets the vill kill. It costs him 125 stone. And we'll see if he's happy with that. He backs away with his 4 villagers. Neither player banking any kinds of resources. Blue has no villagers on food. He is going pure wood. There we go. Finally gets a, I think it's a mill, realizing that, hey, wait a second, something's off here. Something's strange here. Memb. Under the watchful eyes of this golden eagle, golden owl, pardon me, is building a wall off now. So not perhaps the cutest looking wall off, but it will protect his lemon gatherers. It will protect his lumberjack. By the way, beautiful location for a forest here to the rear. That is fantastic. That is a lot of wood. That is nice and thick here on the left side. That can last them a good amount of time. Both players have a good rear facing wood line. And he went from 0 vills to 12 vills real quick, but now he's got no vills on gold. Blue is really committing to wood right now. At the same time that Memb is gathering, or starting to gather, a lot of food. That being said, he should be able to catch up. Oh, never mind. I thought Memb had 9 villagers on food. Now he's got 15. Now he's got 12. So we're basically stuck in feudal for a while. Okay, so far some good plays out of both players. A good attack from Memb, a good defense from Unknown. This is why he had 50 villagers on wood earlier. So that he can afford this giant bean-shaped walling in. What is with this farm placement? Very odd farm placement in my opinion. Why does it, like, why not put that one here? Anyway. Farm placement is farm placement. Mem has 3 more villagers than his opponent. Army counts identical. Army compositions, basically aside from 1 scout, are identical as well. How much of the map has blue seen? Absolutely none of it, Mem. Absolutely none of it. Looks like he was looking for his opponent here. Then he was looking for opponent here. And then he finally found him here. So neither player, even though blue still has his scout... Oh, he's worried about Mem moving forward. That he's patrolling the front of Mem's base. As opposed to looking for relics, looking for additional resources. To be fair, he has seen all of his extra resources. The gold to the right, the gold to the left, the stones. Yeah, the stones he's seen. And now he's going to get a good glimpse into Mem's base. And Mem says, I am the Viper. And tries to wall his opponent. And let's see if he can escape here. Oh, he's going to place the spearman right at the entrance. No. Keep him there. Keep him there. Well, curiosity killed the cat. It also killed that scout. Which means neither player has any vision on the opposite side of the map. If you look at the mini-map, they're both stuck. They're both cloistered inside their bases. Mem leaving things pretty open. This is reminding me a bit of how you play enclosed with this kind of bifurcated base. Mem does have the resources. He does have the buildings. He will click up the castle first once he drop off resources. These villagers, that's exactly what he's doing. And there we go. He's heading up the Castle Age way. Blue. Nowhere close. Has the gold. Still needs 300 food. But he does have a lot more villagers on food than Mem. So even when he clicks up the castle, assuming the same allocation, he will have a lot more food going into the Castle Age than his opponent. Now Mem is looking for a way in. Let's take a look at his vision. Not here in the bottom left. Top left. Ooh, are there any villagers? No, but there is a band of skirmishers coming forward. They do have the high ground. And what will Mem do? Will he do a back... Or what will Unknown do? Will he do a backup wall? Will he try to hold this? I believe high ground still does go to Unknown here. Well, if it's not the Pyromaniac Sergeant. How are you? Isn't that beautiful? I would say more homely than beautiful, but... Oh yeah, he wants that house to go up. There we go. So, Mem, 20 seconds away, getting his cavalry upgrades. Low impact game at this point, more a jostling for position. Even if he breaks into here, not a whole lot that this... Red Way army can do if the gold mine, if the gold miners abscond. Oh, it's Brian. I thought you were a sergeant who liked to light things on fire. And we are going elite skirmishers to make that forward attack all the more dangerous. And let's see what our Blue Way does to defend this. Immediately, Jean Bay Riders, okay. 2 archery ranges. No pressure on any other side. Okay, 1 TC, 2 TC. So Mem with an equal amount of villagers as his opponent. he's happy to put the pressure on here for now. At the same time, a scout has busted in. But again, not really going to accomplish too much. One armor upgrade is not the end of the world, especially if there's a spearman here. Not too much red is going to accomplish. And this is, again, like, an annoying thing what that happens. You take these two units, you right-click on the red unit, and then they just jostle into one another. Blue could have caught this much earlier. This villager, this skirmisher, somebody. There we go. You only play Man-at-Arms Incendiarism? Incendiarism. I can't say I've heard that word in any other context. What an incendiary use of that word. Mem still pushing the forward position, adding a few Janbei Raiders of his own. The Haeguang is coming out. Remember, Haeguang, 20-30% more HP. So basically Mongol style attack, and one of these guys with their massive armor should be enough to push these skirmishers away. Not much they can do against this 92 HP cavalry unit. Okay, so both players at the 25-minute mark are sitting at around 50 villagers. I think that's doable. So far I'm seeing decent play out of both players. Looks like they blew their load a little bit early here, attacking that farm, not really hitting the villager much. So, what is it called? The charge attack done. He has to abscond out of here in case he gets attacked. Can't be sticking around too long. Bear dies. Members house at 70. So this is a good game. This is a good level of gameplay. I like this. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I could replicate this, because game knowledge and kind of etc. are not the exact same thing as execution. In they come to kill a few of these villagers, but boy, oh boy, does he need ballistics. It is still 10 seconds away, and he is under attack. Okay, in it comes. Could have been useful earlier. Mem pushing forward with his own Haeguang cavalry. The villagers open the front door, let him in. No attack upgrade, one armor upgrade. Which one do I like the most from the Three Kingdoms? Is it the Shu that have the arbalesters that fire an extra arrow? Says the caster of the game he's supposed to know. I like that feature. I like extra arrows. Doesn't seem like much, but boy does it help against siege. Mem shoving his vills into the TC. And again, he's gonna have to pull back unless he wants to lose these. Because, yeah, let's say a good half of these guys, no, maybe not, forget that, their HP is terrible. None of these guys are making it home, especially with no reinforcements moving forward to save them. They are being hounded back here. And there we go, ballistics for the win here, this one. Two, okay, so he's softening up his targets, leaving them alive. Toying and playing with his food is our Blue Wei, who moves forward with 2 vills for what? Does not have the stone for a castle. Brian, your enthusiasm is amazing. And here we go. Tassels on the horse's tail. They come in. Now it's Blue's turn to be housed. Both players playing with fire here in terms of housing. Mem has enough room for 6 more units when he's training 7. And Blue was housed a second ago, will be housed again very soon with 7 room while he's training 7. And here we go. Let's see a big cavalry battle. There's that castle. But with only 2 vills building it. Never mind. I knew I zoomed out for a reason. There are 8 more vills on the way, 10 in total. Not too much Mem has here to hold this position if the castle starts getting built. But I don't know if the castle might be a little bit too far forward. We'll find out in a second. So far, Blue, you just want to push and pull, push and pull. Just anything you can do to delay, anything you can do to distract. while your villagers build, because Mem should be seeing this castle go up. Now, unfortunately for Blue, he chose the worst location for a castle, in between two high ground positions. So any unit here that attacks this castle is going to have a bonus against it. Could have built it here, could have built it there. Literally 2 tiles forward he could have built it. Or 2 tiles back. So I'm not too sure about the positioning of this castle. Mem ahead in the upgrade department with an armor upgrade for his cav archers and his melee cav. His Vil count is 14 ahead of his opponent, but he's got to deal with this big castle right in the middle of his face. Oh, this is so mean. Right as you drop a castle, you start taking your opponent's stone as well. And that's your primary stone as well. Oh no, Mem must be seeing this going, F you. But he's got his own raiders. Raider of the Lost Stone here. It's got to be careful if this castle decides to just shift its focus from the more heavily armored unit to the least heavily armored unit. He is in trouble. 30C finally going up for our Blue Way, who is now only down 12 villagers. And Mem has his own castle up. Will he get the Magno? He does. Right as it steps over the line. Villagers and Hei Guang inside. Mem going for a 4th town center because, hey, why the hell not? If I can't get my stone over there, I'll get it over here. And here is the Tiger Cavalry. No upgrades for Blue. As I said, Mem is way ahead in upgrades. But does it need it? 135 HP. Beautiful tiger print. Like a 1980s porno palace. Leopard and tiger print everywhere. That monk, that monk, that monk. Yeah, he gets it. Well, it's good for Mem that he is playing a cavalry civilization, since he needs to bounce back between the 12 o'clock and the 3 o'clock position of his base, and now the 9 o'clock position of his base as well. Ooh, sour. Very sour. I like that they do an underhand swing with their sword. At least shows you how nasty they want to be. Just split your spine right open. Tiger Cav is such a boss unit. Especially masked. Getting stronger, getting heavier. Okay, well, we're building up army counts. Now Mem has Tiger Cavalry. So both players, Janbei. Sorry there, I had to cough. Janbei Raiders and Tiger Cav for both. Both castles are attacking one another. 70, 60, so 10 damage to you and 9 damage to you. Okay. Basically the same thing. Alejandro, thank you so much again for gifting those memberships. Mem's Janbei seem to be on a high ground here, which is fantastic. Once they spend their charge attack, they are not a strong unit at all. And I don't believe come with any major bonuses. Yeah, infantry and spearmen. Join the club. Tiger attacking villager, bear attacking tiger, tower attacking tiger. It's like a metaphor for the stock market or something. The bear attacking the tiger running away. If only there was a bull cavalry. Okay, well, Mem has a good ball of military units. He's housed again. 22 to 24. But he is the defender. But he needs to augment these units somehow, like he's getting more Tiger Cavalry, securing his right flank, his 2 town centers here with a juicy castle. His opponent is now down 7, 6 vills, and Mem is housed again. Cavalry here to the back. Cocaine Bear. What a silly movie. What an absolute silly movie. Mem's villagers are being raided. 19, 20 kills to 10. So that village just evaporated. Although, to be fair, both players are in triple-digit villagers, so not the end of the world. Still some posturing here to the front, but man, Tiger Cavalry just absolutely crushing it here to the back. But eventually... Oh, he does not manage to get that last Vill. One more attack would have killed it. So Mem secures his rear. He's only down 3 Vills. He's got both players up to 160 population space. Both players in castle, but our blue player is heading into Imperial. Ooh, okay, Mem getting thumb ringed for his raiders, who are being decimated one at a time. My goodness, he is fighting on the low ground. Tiger Cavalry chasing. Janbei Raider running away. Okay, safety of a castle, but the castle's distracted. And Blue's gonna pop out a Treb. He's gonna need a bit more wood, but he's got a minute to get it. He's gonna pop out a Treb, and my god, what a waste of Blue's unit. Great get there for Meb, who's now again on the offensive. Quick wall off by Blue as well. Oh, sour. Like, that's a mistake I would definitely make. The OG tower, will it save the day? No, it will not. Mem can't. Now it's his turn to raid. 17 Vill kills to 31. I mean, this is some high quality gameplay. I don't know that I'm going to reach this level right now. Tigers chasing tigers. Beautiful, beautiful game. Mem's now inside the base, but okay, immediately Bracer. And with that, there is no gold for a Treb. And unfortunately, Blue's economy is getting attacked into right now. There's no heavy-hitting unit that can take care of the cavalry unit. That's very specific. There's nothing that Unknown or Mem can get right now that will get rid of a Tiger Cavalry. Mem is raiding. 7 more Tiger Cavalry on the field for Unknown. Mem has... Okay, Mem is going up to 21. Just now getting a handcart as well. With all of that raiding, by the way, Mem has knocked his opponent down to 92 villagers, so he's taking a big economic lead again. And by the way, look at this. No blue units here. Absolutely no blue units. Mem is cleaning up the center. What a beautiful hold. What a fantastic hold for Mem. What are you researching? Chemistry. You can tell because of the stink lines above the building. Even more villagers down. Even more villagers down. Yeah, Memba's got this. Look at the score. 3,000 point lead. Center cleared up. He's selling. It's a fire sale. More raiders, more Tiger Cavalry. Mem's upgrades are just so much better than his opponent's. 1-2 versus the 0-1 of his opponent. His opponent also has no more castles, which means no more Tiger Cavalry. So the 6 that he's got to hold on to them. Hold on to them very close. And at this point, Mem has doubled the army count, 40 more villagers. It is his game to lose. Great game. This is kind of scaring me. I'll see how well I am. How well I play. That was a massive... Excuse me. It was a massive massacre, and... Oh, look at that. Cavalry to the right of them. Cavalry to the left of them. Mem furiously clicking formation types, trying to escape death raining upon him, but it doesn't really matter. He's got the game firmly in hand. He's now ahead almost 40 villagers. Hey, still double the army count. Chickens don't know what the hell's going on. It still only clicks the color of the chicken you click. Like if I want all the white chickens, all the brown chickens, black chickens, it just clicks the other black chickens or the white or brown. Shouldn't it click all the chickens? I don't know. Got chicken on my mind. Yeah, that volley does look scary. It's basically a mounted Chukanu. Arrows on fire. Very cocky town center here for a player who's being raided to death right now. And Member just running around. Okay, you know what? I'm going to Magellan this map and just go... Oh, what the hell were you doing? I feel like Unknown just right-clicked with his villagers onto these Tiger Cavalry. Mem is an Imperial. How long will Unknown stay in this game? He's down almost 50 villagers now. He must be looking at the score and saying, okay, it's got to be over at this point. Stonewall for him. Mem has so much stone. When is the castle drop coming? 16 villagers on stone. Now he discovers the new town center. Is there any hope for this? Even if you finish building it, the Tiger Cavalry can go underneath it. But Mem doesn't care. That's not his target. Okay. Now Blue's raiding villagers. Attacking a mill. Again, trying to run off the edge of the map. This weird glitch. Mem brings back half his army. The other Tiger Cavalry is still here. Boy. Why is he so hesitant to engage? He's got 6 armor against a 9 attack. That's literally 3 damage. Not factoring in, of course, the charge attack. Looks like Mem cleaned this up. And there we go. There's that stone being spent. Elite Tiger Cavalry. Let's look at these guys. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful unit. Now turn around. Let's have a good look at you. Hard to see when they're moving, but what a beautiful unit. Okay, he sees I can't get this stone. Unknown, because Mem's on it. Mem with his 14 village on stone, getting hoarding, getting masonry. So his castles are going to be basically impossible for Blue to take down. Especially since Blue only has 1 castle of his own. And the Janbeis, they're trying to run to the castle. At this point, they probably do more damage in the castle than out of the castle. Let's see them. Okay, Mem backs away. Oh, because he's raiding over here. Okay. So Mem is basically everywhere. His army is still bigger, but not double the size anymore. His Vil lead is not 40 anymore. It's now only 30. That's funny. Mem is a protege of Hera, Unknown as studies under Mr. Yo. I don't know if he did enough raiding. He's trying to save his base, but no, the heavy tigers. 7 pierce armor. Well, the pelt changes color to I guess a Siberian tiger instead of your usual Bengal tiger. Well, there we go. You know what? This is a very high level game. I'm not sure I can replicate this. Don't expect this level of gameplay. How many arrows to kill a Tiger Cavalry? Let's do the math real quick. So you have a Janbei Raider. Let's ignore the charge attack just for shits and giggles. They attack on a 9, minus 6 armor, 3 damage to a unit with 160 HP, which is what, 54 volleys? 54 volleys needed from one Janbei. But you know what? It's an archer unit. It's never one-on-one. But that's still ridiculous, 54. Okay, archer to tiger, tiger to archer, and skirmishers. But look at the upgrades. Take a look at the top left of your screen. No melee attack. Ranged fully attack, but armor shite. And then look at Mem's upgrades on the top right. Everything but infantry is basically checked off against except the last armor upgrade for his cavalry archers, which he doesn't really need. And 3 traction trebs are on the way. So beautiful game from Mem. Horn on the left, horn on the right, controlling the map. Let's take a look at the stats and see what kind of kill count we're looking at. 270 to 180. Oh yeah, look at that. No, he just had a massive economic lead. Look at this. This is that blue line going downwards. This is that raid that Mem did that absolutely destroyed that economy, and he struggled to bring it back up. Wow. Okay. Well, probably not going to reach this level if and when I decide to play, but never say never. That was a fun live stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And hopefully, I'll do another one in the next few days. But yeah, for now, thank you so much. I appreciate all of it. And thank you again, Alejandro, for the members, the gifted member subs. And for now, everyone, take care. I'm not going to drag this out. My goal is every time I stream to just end quicker and quicker, as opposed to what did I say last time? The Lord of the Rings ending. That's like 5 hours way too long. Lemmy Cheese, thank you so much. It was great to see you. And yeah, stay tuned. I'll stream more as the days go by. And we'll see. Tomorrow, I have to see how my voice is. I feel like very raspy, but everyone, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining. I'm forgiven. Thanks for joining the midweek stream. And I'll see everyone in the next one, hopefully. Take care. All the best.